biggest discussion this morning still on the political violence following that incident at Vitima Church in Othaya on Sunday. I want us to finish this so that we can go into some politics. But the issue now is who will be held accountable. If the police service is independent, something should be able to happen, Bwana Gachagua.
In fact, it's important to know that we are on a very structured country where the police forces has one CS interior who takes care, because military has the KDF and they have the CS on the other side. But in terms of police force, these are completely under the CS interior. And nobody else should take responsibility. We can only take the blame to CS interior, because whatever he says and whatever he preaches, he doesn't follow, and he always say opposite. When you are telling police to stop, and actually we have not twice, not thrice, not fourth, continued kind of such evil events. What do you want to tell us? You want to tell us that you are not aware who are doing this? This country will invest too much in what we call NIS. That's national intelligence. What is their business? Their business is to make sure that anything that is about to happen, including terror, they are completely ahead of the game, and they can be able to advise the government that there is a danger coming. These small things that are happening, they are happening because they are under what we call in the knowledge of the CS interior, and the president himself is aware of what is happening, using some politician down the stream. And because of one single factor, that you want to lock a particular region to be your region, it cannot happen. Allow Kenyan democracy to derail. But Kenya cannot get back those dark days, whether you like it or not. There is nobody who is going to buy that. Whether you are going to kill everybody, it is going to happen. Unless take the constitution back to parliament, let the parliamentarians around this country will be one-party state, and then therefore you can dictate this nation from there. Right. But if the country lives under the roof of the constitution, our constitution does not envisage this kind of madness. And therefore, the head of state kindly look the image of the nation and what this country internationally we are saying, make sure that the country is having its glory. But this kind of action, even investors cannot come to this kind of situation, to this kind of evil madness. And Dimuri, do you want to tell us that this government is capable of tracing criminals? How comes that no single goon is ever arrested? How comes even these police, in this daylight, great daylight, even today, nobody can tell us where they vanished? Okay. And we are told that they went to dine to a politician home after they did this. But because they are under a particular protection, nothing can work against us. But it is truly wrong, because we cannot base our elections under this kind of skirmishes, under this kind of attacks. It is wrong. Kenya is a democratic country. Allow the democrat to drill, and let me tell you, don't fear election. Just face election. Gachagua is not, I don't know whether he will be a presidential contender or whether he's going to contend. But how comes that one single person can be hunted every day? It's like a lomba, or it's hunted like an antelope. It is wrong. Allow that man to in fact breathe the democratic light. He is also a Kenyan, and he has every right to breathe what we call democratic light. Allow, in fact, this country, if we really want this country to drill forward, we must respect our constitution. And if we are not going to respect our constitution, I have seen various court orders that actually this current regime has ignored to respect. And recently they have moved, including Kwajenga. They have demolished Kwajenga with a court order already in place. Therefore, if we have turned our country, yes, if we have turned this route, because the court order has been served to police, and they have it, and they are the people who also man the demonstrations. The terrorists, in fact, it's like telling us you are on our own, and the country is in the jungle.
Right. You agree, Bwana Sankok, that yes, independence of the police service is indeed a fallacy?
Our constitution is very clear that the police be independent. And I think we should not be very quick to be like in political rallies, shifting blames. We are in a national TV station, and we should actually be very clear that if the police service is not independent, the head of the police service is the Inspector General of Police. It is not the president. And the president is the commander-in-chief of armed forces.
Where does the
but is not the commander-in-chief of goons, terrorists, and other gangsters out there. And it is not the first time that we have had terrorists or goons attacking not only politicians but innocent Kenyans. At times, our police service become probably successful in arresting them. At times,
probably.
They have not.
We are paying
succeeded.
them taxes to do probably.
Allow me first. We allowed you time, and we, just relax, my friend. So, and you'll have your own time, and it should be through our moderator.
Go ahead, Banab.
So, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. That we had incidences of attack to politicians. You remember the current MP of Isili is a person with disability, courtesy of a grenade planted in a meeting he was attending. And up to today, we have not arrested those who are responsible. And it was not under this regime. So sometimes our police service becomes successful in arresting the goons or the terrorists or the gangsters. Sometimes they are not that successful. But at the end of the day, our constitution is clear, and the blame should be on an individual. When you actually bring...
And that's the police IG.
And that is the police IG, the Inspector General of Police. He should be held responsible. IPOA, why have Kenyans claimed that police have turned into goons, and you are not investigating, and you are an independent commission earning from Kenyan taxpayer, the same people who are being terrorized by police whom you regulate, But when everything is piled into the presidency, I don't think it is fair, even to everybody.
Don't you think that there are orders that are expressed from the top, which does not even pass through the desk of the
those structure of the constitution.
Okay, is there anything you want to add? Because I need to move to the politics briefly.
It's very unfortunate that we, from the mouth of Honorable Sankok, we hear voices of normalizing this criminal terrorism that we're having. We even have the Anti-Terrorism Act, but you will have an innocent person being alleged to be involved in terrorism. And I'm not trying to justify or cover up for anyone. And then you have the police force who you can see, even to them who are blind, when they hear these sort of actions by the police, that you are seeing a police officer who is driving a police vehicle and accompanying the armed plainclothes police are goons that are armed with crude weapons, and some of them were actually hurling stones in the presence of the police, from the video that we saw. And the tear gas, the canisters, these are branded. They are government-issued canisters. They haven't come out to say that, we have actually analyzed these tear gas canisters, and they apparently originate from other sources other than our own reserves. They haven't said that, meaning in their deaf silence that they are admitting that this was a government operation. So normalizing this sort of thing is a dangerous trend that we are seeing, because it's not the first time that worshippers, innocent worshippers, are being attacked. But what is the end game? What is the point? What is Ruto actually seeking to derive from this? Who is the primary beneficiary? Is him. How? One, you have people who will feel, if I go to church every time that I see Wamunyoro and company there, I stand the threat of having my life actually somehow attacked. And therefore, you will sort of diminish the freedom of association and worship that ought to be there, that Honorable Kuya was mentioning about, that we should actually protect what is constitutionally entrenched. So lastly, I do not hope or anticipate that the government is going to do anything to investigate itself right here. I do not anticipate either that the person who was armed with an AK-47, you know, just like the Wild West, going to fire bullets on vehicles of worshippers and the politicians who had shown up in church. Let us separate the two issues. The freedom to worship in a church and political activity. Because the politician, even himself, Ruto himself, will go to a church. Nobody places a finger at him, on him and tells him that, look, you're the chief hypocrite. You're not even a Christian. You don't live by the values that you see in the Bible, your own self.
Right.
You are espousing the anti-Christian behavior that ought to be there. Nobody's telling him that. No one is pointing a finger at him. No one is telling him that you are siding with the devil himself. And probably you talk to the devil at 3 a.m. Nobody's telling him that. Right. Nobody shows up in church and throws a canister at him and tells him, chases him away from there.
Dimuli.
No. It was my floor. You had the freedom.
I need us to move on from this discussion.
I'm asking you.
So, I'll come to you.
Yeah. So you will see.
I was not asking you.
No.
I'll come to you.
This, in my humble view, is the beginning of the worst scenario. We haven't seen the worst as yet.
All right. Very briefly.
If he is really a Christian, my colleague, as he claimed, the Bible says, judge so that he may not be judged.
No, he says you
Judge
test the
not.
spirit. Testing the spirit is not judging. Testing
Right.
his spirit.
Right.
He's already judging.
No.
Lastly,
read your Bible carefully.
Lastly, Dimuli, we may actually shift blames, but to me, the issue of commission or omission in protecting the former deputy president, the blame is in the Inspector General office and also IPOA, because our constitution had kept check and balances. That if our police become too rogue, then there is the independent oversight of the police, that is IPOA. So how then
What about if
we
they are all
shift into the
compromised?
president?
Okay.
If they are compromised,
What about it?
so that is
Seems they are all compromised.
that is why we are saying the sin of omission or commission.
All right.
Commission is directly being a goon, a police goon, and omission, my brother, is when they are compromised.
All right.
So all of them.
Gentlemen, I think we've exhausted that
Yes.
discussion, and it will continue. It is on most of the front pages today. What happened on Sunday, very unfortunate incidents, and the greatest concern is that 18 months to election, we could be setting a very dangerous precedent where use of security agencies to fight or to settle political scores becomes, or rather is normalized. I want us to move on to politics because quite some heavy political happenings. Yesterday, the